Bill 98 is designed to take away the United States' ability to define our struggle for us, but by denying our political prisoners exist inside the prisons and jails of the United States.
We want to release the silence, the hush-hush silence of this United States of snakes, or I mean, your so-called United States of America. It is a fact that the political prisoners that are held here are crippling our movement. We must spread the word when we leave here today to get all political prisoners released. We must.
So hopefully they'll be able to get up there and speak for us, because we're not on them, you know what I'm saying, we're not up there where we can be able to speak for, you know what I'm saying, for ourselves or whatever. You know, they have the power to go up in there and talk for us, and hopefully, you know, we can better the things that's going on out here right now, basically.
Some of our best minds are in jail, and our movement cannot go forward until we get them out. Some of our noble and most respected and capable leaders for the struggle are in jail, and the struggle cannot flower and go forward until we get them out.
My name is Walter Bowe. I was the first political prisoner of the 60s. And I would have played trumpet better, but they didn't give me lessons inside.
Let's start filling it in right here.
All right, yeah, they want them to start moving so they can put Trump in the middle. All right.
We say no! Black power! What's coming? War! What's coming? War! What's coming? War! Who's gonna win? We are! How are we gonna do it? The hard way! How are we gonna do it? The hard way! How are we gonna do it? The hard way! Whose street? Our street! Whose street? My street! Whose street? My street! Whose street? My street!
All prisoners are political prisoners. Because of economic conditions, because of sociological reasons, they're all political prisoners. We have to support them all.
To be framed and set up.
He was set up. He was convicted. And everything they used against him has been proven false. They fabricated evidence.
My family was speaking out the truth about this system. And this system, they ain't want to hear the truth. They wanted to hear they wanted my family to tell the lies. My family ain't gonna be telling no lies.
The right to free speech is one of the First Amendments, and everyone has a right to have an opinion. You know, and a lot of different people a lot of groups that I don't agree with assemble all the time, all around this country, and they say what they want to say, and everybody should be able to say what they want to say.
For like your show, right, it's a super long discussion, but part of it is, if you're framed or locked up for so-called conspiracy charges and clearly for your political intentions, and you're more like equality, world liberation intentions, that's what I call a political prisoner.
We had a struggle going in which we were resisting with all our might oppression, tyranny, racism, and it's because of their choice to devote their lives to that struggle for resistance, to fighting oppression, to taking political action on behalf of colonized and exploited people, that those you are here to honor are behind the walls.
Every Indian on the Indian reservation today is a political prisoner. These people are descendants of Indian people who were put on reservations. When they were put on reservations, they were put on by the United States Army, hence they're prisoners of war.
Well, a prisoner of war is a political prisoner, but it's a different kind of political prisoner. A political prisoner is anyone who's in prison because of their political actions or political beliefs, right? And so that's a political prisoner. So a person who gets in a protest and who's then framed on a murder charge is a political prisoner. A prisoner of war is a person who's actually picked up arms or joined a armed organization in order to fight against that oppression. And they go to jail because of their participation in that organization or the participation in that armed self-defense or armed struggle for liberation. That's a prisoner of war. I'll give you an example. Mumia Abu-Jamal is probably purely a political prisoner. He didn't do at all what they claim he did. So that makes him a political prisoner. Brother Geronimo Pratt was a prisoner of war. He did join an armed unit, the Black Liberation Army, to help protect Black Panther Party headquarters. He went to jail because of that self-defense, as did many others. Sekou Odinga, Sundiata Acoli were part of the Black Liberation Army, and so they're prisoners of war.
This is an open letter from my brother. It says, my name is Russell Maroon Schultz, and I'm a Black New African political prisoner. I was originally arrested in January of 1972 and has since spent over 26 years in prison. I was convicted in relationship to the August 29th, 1970 attack on the Philadelphia Fairmount Park police station. That action was taken in retaliation for the unjustified killing of Black youth from that community, as well as the numerous other unjustified killings of Black Panther Party members and Black people during that period.
But I'm here because I became conscious of the fact that if Harriet Tubman was here today, if you bring her forward for today, she would be considered a political prisoner. She would be considered a person possibly charged with 300 counts of interstate trafficking of private property. That is what the slaves were called at that time. So I feel that her spirit is with the political prisoners of today. And if you think that you have the spirit of liberation and you're sitting around doing nothing, then you don't know what freedom is. So I'm real happy to be able to share in this march today. I feel proud that I can share this with my children, with my neighbors. I think of Frederick Douglass. He would also be a political prisoner today, because had he been caught for slapping the slave master who felt he had a right to abuse him, he would also be in those prisons. So I think that gives us a lot to think about. Who are you to the political prisoner? Are you the support? You know, are you the person who ignores them? Are you the person who honors your ancestors like Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass?
now I'll read the statement from Sylvia Baraldini. In the past 30 years, millions of people marched along the same route you took today to protest American invasions abroad and to voice support for human rights and self-determination. Prior to going to jail, some of my most exhilarating moments occurred in the same streets while protesting the war in Vietnam, demanding independence for Puerto Rico, fighting for women's right to control over their own bodies, and supporting the civil rights movement. Today, while I work in the federal prison at Danbury, I will rejoice in the knowledge that a march is taking place to demand the release of all political prisoners and prisoners of war. For too long, those like myself, jailed because of their actions in support of national liberation movements or because of their opposition to nuclear weapons, have been doing their time in anonymity, our names, identities, and histories unknown.
Well, the U.S. denies that we have political prisoners. I think it's something that we need to make enough noise about to expose, because people are either in denial or they don't know. But we have over 100 political prisoners, and supposedly the U.S. is the land of the free. We need to let people know that these people who fought for our freedom, these people who fought for everything that we stand for today, are being punished for fame for crimes, documented proof, all falsified. But still, Mumia, they're trying to sign his death warrant again, trying to kill him for his political beliefs, and that's not supposed to happen supposedly in the land of the free.
The government in the United States doesn't even acknowledge that we have political prisoners in this country. But there are at least 100 or over 100, and there may be 200 or more. I'm not certain of the figure, but it's well over 100.
Well, it's not in Puerto Rico where they are. There are Puerto Ricans that are prisoners here in the United States, and not many people know that.
What brought you out today?
Well, first it was a wonderful day, and I found out they was having a parade for, and I see the black liberation flags, and they're hollering freedom, and I do believe in freedom for all people, and free all of the political prisoners. And I wholeheartedly believe in it.
So you believe that there are political prisoners in the United States?
Yes, I do.
And who are these political prisoners?
Well, let's see. It's a lot. I can't think of nobody right offhand, but it's a lot from back in the 60s.
I hope that today's mobilization will give rise to many initiatives, local and national, that will make Rochelle McGee, Carmen Valentin, Leonard Peltier, Raymond Levasseur, to name a few, a source of inspiration for today's youth. I look forward to the day when instead of worshiping Michael Jordan, young people will follow the example of someone like Albert Noah Washington. Let's give it up for that. To hell with being like Mike.
Trying to learn as much as we can about political prisoners or whatever they have done for us, because nowadays realize there's a lot of things that a lot of people that done for us that's not here to tell us about it, and by coming down here is basically learning what we have missed on and what we basically are missing on right now, and try wising ourselves a little bit better.
Right, and maybe they'll be free so they can tell us from there,
right, from the truth point of view, their point of view, how things really happened back then.
Yeah.
I recognize your name. I mean, you were a political prisoner once yourself. Military resistance.
I was GI, drafted into the Army in 1968, given orders to go to Vietnam. I refused to go to Vietnam along with 5 other GIs. I was part of the Fort Lewis 6. So I know about the question of political prisoners from the inside.
Some of us who have come here are former political prisoners, or we're the wives of former political prisoners, or their children, or the children of current political prisoners, their comrades, their daughters, their parents. And those of us, including them, who have given our all to expand this little perverted notion of democracy they have in this country. We started when there was a country that only allowed in many regions white people to vote. the violence against blacks was the order of the day, we helped pull apart that vice. We helped open it so that some of you who are now in college could actually go to college. So some of you who are now working for the Secret Service could actually be hired by the Secret Service. There is nothing, however, like nothing like the transformation and values that we put our lives on the line for.
We rocked this mighty imperialist country to its foundations. And one of the reasons we know that we rocked it to its foundations is that they still today look back to the 1960s and talk about all the horrible things. When you look at the people who run the system today, they talk about all the horrible things that happened back in the 60s. So we gave them a lot of trouble. So that's part of our impact. I think these political prisoners actually represent another part of our impact, and that some of the people who struggled then have been criminalized and are still in jail. But as you can see today, they're serving as a bridge to a new generation. Because a lot of people who weren't even around when some of the Black Panthers are in jail, or some of the fighters from the Puerto Rican National Liberation Movement were in jail. A lot of these people here weren't around then, but now they're a part of a movement demanding freedom for these people who fought for freedom before they were even alive. So these prisoners are serving as a bridge to the new generation. I think that's another part of the legacy of the struggle that my generation